Kissinger's Diplomacy, Lessons for Military Diplomats and Strategists. What can a military diplomat or strategist learn from Henry Kissinger's diplomacy? A central argument of the book is that international order depends on power and legitimacy. Power prevents domination. Legitimacy gives states a reason to accept and preserve the order. Kissinger does not propose a doctrine called military diplomacy. However, his analysis offers valuable lessons for professionals working where diplomacy, defense policy, and military power converge. Kissinger begins by contrasting two traditions of American foreign policy. Theodore Roosevelt understood international affairs through national interest and the balance of power. Woodrow Wilson believed peace should rest on democracy, collective security, and universal principles. Kissinger argues that Wilsonianism captured America, though Roosevelt better understood power politics. The lesson is not to choose between values and power, but to connect values, interests, and military means to an achievable political objective. Before recommending or employing military force, the essential question must be, what political condition should this action create? Without a clear answer, battlefield success may not produce strategic success. Kissinger presents Cardinal Richelieu as a founder of the modern state system and a practitioner of raison d'etat, or reason of state. Although Richelieu was a Catholic cardinal, France supported Protestant princes during the 30 Years' War. His purpose was to weaken Habsburg power and prevent France from being strategically constrained. States do not align only because of ideology. Their relationships are also shaped by geography, interests, threats, and the distribution of power. Partners can cooperate without identical values. Allies can agree about a threat while differing over objectives. Military relationships must be understood through the interests sustaining them. The Congress of Vienna explains why the settlement after Napoleon's defeat produced a durable European order. Vienna established a physical equilibrium to prevent domination. But equilibrium was insufficient. It also created legitimacy, broad acceptance among the major powers about the nature of the order. France was contained, but it was not destroyed. It was eventually admitted into the concert of Europe. For military strategists, the implication is clear. Victory is incomplete unless it produces an order that the principal actors can accept. Punishment can encourage revenge. Insufficient power can invite revision and renewed aggression. Sustainable order requires equilibrium, restraint, and legitimacy. Military planning should consider not only how to defeat an opponent, but also what political arrangements should follow the conflict. Kissinger's examination of Bismarck provides another essential lesson. Bismarck used limited wars to unify Germany under Prussian leadership. After achieving unification, however, he sought to preserve the new European order rather than pursue unlimited expansion. Germany's size, power, and central location created a dilemma. Its strength provided protection, but could frighten neighbors into forming a coalition. Bismarck responded with the Three Emperors League and the Reinsurance Treaty with Russia. He sought to prevent German isolation and a hostile coalition. For military diplomacy, the lesson is that capability and reassurance must work together. States evaluate not only the forces another country possesses, but also its apparent intentions. Military strength can deter an adversary, but that same strength can encourage other states to balance against it. The military diplomat must communicate intentions and reduce misperception. The strategist must consider how deployments, alliances, and preparations affect every major actor, not only the intended opponent. Strength may prevent aggression. Strength without restraint or reassurance may create the coalition it was intended to deter. Kissinger's analysis before the First World War provides his sharpest warning. After Bismarck's dismissal, Germany did not renew the Reinsurance Treaty. Russia moved toward France. Germany's naval program helped drive Britain from splendid isolation. Europe hardened into opposing alliances. Military planning then increased the danger. Mobilization depended on railways and precise timing. Military leaders argued that stopping it after it began would create decisive disadvantage. Mobilization therefore ceased to be only a diplomatic warning. It increasingly became a commitment to war. The Schlieffen Plan further restricted political choice. Facing Russia and France, Germany planned to defeat France rapidly through Belgium before turning east. A local crisis could therefore activate military plans across the continent. Each plan appeared rational within its own military assumptions. Together, they created a strategic catastrophe. This is the fundamental distinction between military planning and military strategy. Military planning organizes forces for action. Military strategy ensures that the action remains subordinate to political purpose. An operationally coherent plan can still be strategically disastrous if it removes time for diplomacy, eliminates options, or transforms a local crisis into general war. Kissinger's diplomacy does not argue that diplomacy can replace military power. Nor does it suggest that military power alone can establish a stable international order. Its historical lessons point toward a more demanding form of statecraft. Military power must serve a defined political purpose. Alliances must reflect continuing strategic interests. Deterrence must be balanced with reassurance. Victory must be converted into a legitimate political settlement. And military plans must never acquire an automatic logic stronger than the policy they are intended to serve. The military diplomat must understand how capabilities affect relationships, perceptions, and political choices. The strategist must keep force an instrument of policy and ensure today's solution does not create tomorrow's coalition, arms race, or war. That is the enduring value of Kissinger's diplomacy. It teaches us to evaluate military power not only by what it can destroy, but by the political order it can help create and preserve. If you value professional analysis of military diplomacy, strategy, operational art, and history, subscribe and join this community of strategic thinkers.